Alright, what's going on guys, Boss Hunt here. I am back with another video. You're probably wondering, hey Boss Hand, it seems you're gonna upload one of these 1 hour storytime videos. Why haven't you done one every season? You told us that you're gonna upload one of these videos every season, like how it's Thanksgiving or December, like Christmas, October, it's Halloween. But there's been stuff that's been going on. Things just tend to happen. I tend to use my time during school and other stuff. But don't worry, I may upload the Halloween version up here. I mean, if I get the chance, if I'm not lazy, I do. But anyways, today's video is gonna be another one of these 5 days of Boss Hand Storytime videos where it's like almost an hour long. For this one though, I don't really have that much Christmas stories. Some may not, but most of them are gonna be Christmas stories. But anyways, sit back, relax, and grab some snacks or maybe some cookies and hot chocolate. Sit on the couch and get ready for a story time. So I think we can all agree that sometime in our life we would experience a Karen experience. And for me, I experienced some, not that much, but just some. And some were sent to me by my friends and some were from my experiences. But one day after a long day of school, I think this all started like 2 months before my summer break. But yeah, I think this all started in the month of May. Wait, no, that's next June. It was April. It was April, guys. It's April. And me and my dad just walk into this McDonald's. We smell the fresh smell of burgers in the oven, getting ready to feed the customers, and we're all smiling, have a love of time. We sat down, we ordered some food, and now we're just sitting here waiting for our food to be cold. I'm just sitting here looking at all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I just started collecting Yu-Gi-Oh about 3 months ago. It's actually pretty cool, by the way. So we're just waiting here for our food to show up. And that's when we hear someone's name called. Not their name, I mean like the name number. You know when you order something and then you have like the number they call? Yeah, one of the people got their number names called, and they went to get the food. So this Karen, actually no, it's a male Karen. Yes, it's a male Karen. The reason why I'm saying it's a male Karen is because he looked like just like a male Karen. All right, that's what we would call him, Darren. But we just see this guy get his food, and then he gets back to his table. And so I'm like, okay, this guy gets his food, he's back to his table, he's starting to eat it, that's fine. But I guess that things kind of get worse because I knew at this moment, after this moment right here, I knew that things were going to go downhill. I knew as soon as this guy starts complaining about his food, I knew that I'm going to get entertainment for the rest of the day. Yes, it's entertaining, but sometimes it can get a little bit intense. I think I already did this part at like at the beginning of the story, but we're gonna be calling this guy the Darren. We already know what the Darren is. It's basically a male Karen. That's not his real name, by the way. I don't know his real name, but we're just gonna call him the Darren. Anyways, Darren over here starts taking a bite out of his burger, and I wasn't expecting anything else. And then, like 3 seconds later, I hear him just like start spinning. He like spinning on the walls. He starts spinning on the ground. Just like spinning everywhere. And after that 5 seconds of spinning, he starts yelling, "This burger is disgusting! This is the wrong burger!" And then I see him take the burger and he places down. Actually, no, he doesn't place it down. He throws it in the trash can. And I see him walk up to the cash register and he says, "I need you to give me your manager right now. You are in so much trouble of how bad you made this burger. Whoever made this burger is going to get a beat down. I'm going to get their job fired, taken away from." Just starts going off. But while I'm seeing this, I'm just like sitting here just like stunned because it's not every day you see a Karen experience, right? But because of this scene right here, me and my dad are just have our attention off our phones while we're just probably like, I'm pretty sure I'm probably watching an episode of the original Yu-Gi-Oh series. Maybe it was Pokemon, and I'm pretty sure that my dad is always reading magazines or whatever, but we're off of our phones, and now we're taking attention towards this situation right here. So the employee gets his manager and walks up the manager, and the manager says, "What's up?" And the Darren starts complaining of how this cashier, made this terrible burger and it's absolutely disgusting, and he wants him fired on the spot, and he also demands a refund. Now, I don't know if this guy was crazy or not. I don't know if he was just having a bad day. But then he also starts going off like some insane things. Like he wants to have a lawsuit of how McDonald's is the worst company of fast food places, and he wants to get the store shut down. Just starts freaking out over the fact that he does not like his burger. Now, don't get it twisted. I know that sometimes McDonald's can get really bad. I mean, for me, McDonald's tastes pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, but for some people, I can understand of how McDonald's might not taste the best. Sure, it could be good for when you're just going on a trip and you need a quick bite to eat at your local McDonald's. Yeah, that's fine. But if you're gonna start freaking out and complaining how you want to get a lawsuit because you hate their burgers, I think you need to chill down, because I think you're taking this too far. So we're all just sitting here listening to this guy's lecture of how McDonald's is just the absolute worst. But after the guy's lecture, the manager just stares at the Darren with a serious, like a straight face, and with a beat, just goes, "Are you done yet?" And as soon as the Darren hears that, he's like, "What are you talking about? No, I'm not done yet. I want this guy fired on the spot. He's so bad he cooks like a one-star chef." And so what happens next is pretty understandable. It's not every day that you see a Darren walk in the store and complain, starts freaking out, becomes the Incredible Hulk smash. And so the manager looks at the Darren and he tells him that, "Hey man, I would appreciate if you can just leave this local McDonald's. I know that maybe sometimes you don't like the food here. That's understandable. Sometimes we don't like food. But listen, I don't want you in my store complaining. Now please, get out or else I'll call the police." Now obviously guys, if you were threatened with the police, you would probably get out of the situation. But no. This Darren would not listen, because instead what he does next is he starts attacking the manager and saying that I want you to fire the employee. He doesn't deserve this job. He's terrible. And the rest of us are just dead ass shocked of what we're seeing right here. We're just seeing a Darren attacking the manager, all because the Darren hates like the burger here. And the employee in this situation had no other choice but to call the police, because you just can't have someone fighting in a local restaurant. Yes, it could be entertaining, but we just can't have fights in restaurants, because that's another way to start chaos, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want chaos in the restaurant, because then you cannot enjoy your peaceful McDonald's meal when there's chaos going around. So the Darren in this situation, for some reason, man, I don't know if he went to the gym or not, but he's able to pin down the manager and is like stronger than the manager. Unfortunately, it's like at this point Darren's winning the battle. He might be able to fire this employee, but you know what happens? You know what saves the day? Because at this time, as soon as the Darren starts to attack, as he gets in his position to punch the manager, all of a sudden the police kick in the door, and then they see the Darren. And as soon as the Darren sees the cops, he immediately freezes in fear, because he knows he's done. But yeah, after that, it's like as soon as immediately the Darren sees the police, he just changes mood. So "Oh, I want you fired," to all of a sudden, I'm innocent. I have nothing to deal with this. But of course, the police knows what obviously happened. We see a Darren fighting a manager, and the police are not going to take the Darren side. So obviously the Darren goes to the police station. Apparently they got a restraining order on the Darren, so they can't come back at the McDonald's location. But yeah, that's a story of how we had a fight at a local McDonald's. So because this is Christmas time around, fast food places are going to have Christmas deals that could probably save you a lot of money. Now here in America, because of these deals are really much in a matter of other people, a lot of people demand a lot of these Christmas deals. And sometimes people get so excited and so serious about this, that they tend to fight people over it, which I don't understand. Why would you want to fight people over food? I mean, you could just get more. I mean, it's not that cheap. I mean, it's not that expensive just to get a little hamburger from Jack in the Box or even McDonald's. Anyways, this one day during the month of December, me and my family were going to go out somewhere to eat. But because there were so much places that were closed, there was one place that was Jack in the Box in which we went there to eat. Because not a lot of places on Christmas tend to open because they want to spend the holidays with their families, which is really understandable. And so we get into Jack in the Box, we order, and me and my family, we just sit down and start eating our food. And at first, nothing was bad was happening. We were just eating our food, drinking our drinks. I was just here editing some videos. But then I heard the door open, and I just take note that there was two random people. They're not related. They're not friends. They're just two random people that come to Jack in the Box. And the others and us, we look at the people. And I just take note of, hey, these two people are coming to order. And so I wasn't really paying attention, except that one of the persons was ordering the special deal, and one of the other persons was ordering a regular deal. Now, for the purpose of the story, we're going to be calling the person who ordered the special deal Karen, and then Darren's going to be the one that ordered the regular deal, because, I mean, what do you expect someone that just yells and argues over Jack in the Box field? Hey, why do you have my Christmas deal? What are you talking about? This is my order. I ordered it. What are you talking about? No, this is my food. I ordered it from my app, and I came here to get my food. Jesus Christ, man. These Karens just tend to be more aggressive and dramatic literally every year. And so a few minutes later go by, and the Karen's order was called. And so the Karen walks up to get her food, but then suddenly the Darren comes up, and he then tries to grab the food. But then the Karen says, hey, why are you grabbing my food? I ordered it. And he says, no, that's my food. I ordered the Christmas deal. But clearly, we all know that the Darren, surprisingly, except for the Karen, was the one that didn't order the Christmas special. But then the Darren explains of how, no, this is my food. I can do whatever I want. Since I ordered it, it's my food. And then he starts tugging at the plate. And when the Karen sees this, she tugs the food back, saying, no, this is mine. And then the Darren says, no, this is mine. And they just start doing a tug of war. However, because of how the reality of gravity, what happens is that later, the Karen lets go of the food, and then the Darren just suddenly falls backwards, and then the food just goes everywhere. The fries, the burger, and the drink spreads out everywhere. It's all like a giant mess. And now the Karen's screaming at Darren, saying, what in the flippity flop did you just do to my food? Now you're gonna pay for me. I demand a refund immediately. However, because of the Darren doesn't want to stand his ground, he gets up, and he gets up in the Karen's face and says, oh, what are you talking about? I don't need to owe you anything. That was your fault. That was your fault that you let go of the plate. If you didn't let go of the plate, then this would have happened. And then they just start going off on each other, how, no, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. And then all of a sudden, guys, Darren throws a punch right at the Karen's face, and then all of a sudden, a all-out war has begun. No, this is not just a ordinary, regular people going crazy. No, this is a Karen and a Darren fighting. This is very serious. And for me, because it's rare seeing people fight, especially for two Karens to fight in a fast food, I was kind of a little bit hyped, because I was like, oh my god, this is something I've never seen before. But although I don't really want this to happen, it's sure entertaining as hell. However, before they could start fighting, of course, the manager comes out and says, hey, knock it off, stop fighting. But of course, if you're going to be yelling at Karens as starting fighting, you better call 911, because there's literally no stopping back. Because I'm pretty sure the Karens are not going to listen to the audience saying, no, don't fight, this is very dangerous. Because I'm pretty sure that one of them want to have that food, but now it's too late because one of them ruined it. Now, obviously, violence is never the answer. I do not agreeing to fighting, but if we're obviously going to see something like this, some people might enjoy this. Now, and I understand that some people might not enjoy fighting, but come on, you're gonna see two Karens, something that's never happened and rarely happens. Of course, it's gonna be one of the best fights marked in history, a Karen versus a Darren. But as they're fighting, the cops tend to come around like 5 minutes later, and all of the fighting ends. And what it ends up to is them both getting arrested, because guess what? It's not really fun to fight in the middle of the night. Or should I say, it's not really a good idea to fight in the middle of a crowd, because you know what happens? Someone's going to call the police and your guys are going to get arrested. So this whole entire thing started during the middle of spring break, and before spring break, my friend, we're gonna name for the story Maximus, told us that hey, he's gonna go to see his dad in the mountains. Well, not in mountains, but in the desert. We're like, oh, that sounds very cool. And my friend Maximus says, oh, by the way, I might not see you guys after spring break because we're actually gonna be staying there with my dad for a very long time. Well, for like an extra week after spring break. So we're like, oh, whatever. We understand. You can go hang out with your dad. That's cool. We wish we can do that too. I mean, obviously, we were jealous that my friend Maximus was gonna have more days off than we did. But it is what it is, man. We don't always get what we want. But so for this whole entire week, actually, we didn't see my friend Maximus for a whole entire week. Well, that was because this was spring break, but for some reason, when we came back from school after spring break, we see our friend Maximus. And by the way we could look at him, he was very tired. And so we're like, hey man, what's going on? You look very tired. And he says, oh yeah, I came home early, very early, and it was not really that great. And we're like, well, why? And my friend says, well, bro, I have a very crazy story to tell you guys. So during the trip to where his dad stays, it was alright, nothing bad happened, nothing changed, there was not that much going on. Just my friend was hanging out with his sisters that were at his dad's. I mean, I didn't know what they were doing over there. They could be playing Yahtzee something because I was just at my house playing Borderlands 2 on the Xbox 360. But the first night was just generally good. Nothing bad happened. And so a few more nights go by, and it was not until the fifth day where something happened. And so how this went was that there was 2 days of paranormal activity, and for the last day there was nothing. It was just like a normal day, like nothing ever happened. But for the first day, my friend Maximus, he was sleeping with his 2 sisters on the bed, and like at 3 a.m. like he woke up to like a very cold feeling in the room, like something was watching them. And so Maximus, he looked around, he didn't really saw anything, and so he went back to sleep thinking, oh, the AC must have turned off. Well, an hour goes by, and Maximus feels like the room is now much colder. Like he slept for at least an hour, and now he feels like he's about to wake up. For some reason, he has like the gut feeling not to open his eyes because he feels like someone's watching him. And so for at least 12 minutes, he kept his eyes closed and thinking like, I don't think I should open them. I feel scared. But he had the courage to open his eyes. But guess what? There's nothing there. Or so he thought, because the next thing is that he got up from his bed and he looked towards the window. And the next thing is that it jump scared him, and he went back because he saw like a ghostly figure staring at him through the window, like with a big smile. Like, you know, this the freaking ghost smile, whatever. I don't know what that meme is called, but it's like that throughout the window. And at first he thought it was a real person, but it was actually something else because he didn't feel like it was human of some sorts. He generally felt like what it looked like wasn't human at all, which I would probably understand concerning skinwalkers literally have the manifestations of basically a being. So you could probably tell us how a skinwalker could look like, but it's literally just staring at him and not moving elsewhere. And understandably so, that caused Maximus to scream as so loud that he woke up his sisters, and they saw the thing too, and they ran into their dad's room, and dad came out with a shotgun, and to surprise, nothing was there. And so of course the dad was like, you guys have to be playing tricks on me. But I guess he can tell by what his brother and daughter, their faces were, is that like, okay, maybe they're not joking, that this is all real. So for the rest of the night, they slept in their dad's room. Nothing else happened until the next night, which is the last night. So it's now the next night, which is the sixth night of the day, and where tomorrow will then be their last day at their dad's, which then they will go back to the house. But it's now nighttime, and Maximus and his sisters are for some reason back in the original room. Like, I'm sorry, if I literally saw something like that in my room, then I wouldn't stay there for at least like for a long time. I would probably check my sanity to make sure that like I'm actually okay. I think I would want to sleep in a different room than have to have nightmares about that. Anyhow, though, they go to sleep for at least like 4 hours, and it's now 2 a.m., where instead of this time, Maximus looked up, looked at the window, and it was the same time, but, well, no, it was 2 a.m., and there was nothing there. It was like, oh. He was very relieved until they heard a loud banging at the door. And so he's like, oh boy, it better not be this time what I think it is. And so Maximus, for some reason, decides to get up and go towards the door. And so when he looked through, it was like this man, like looking very intensely, but for some reason there's like a lot of like, you know how the shadow of what it looks like when you can't see someone's eyes? It literally looked like that. But to make things even creepier, it looked like the person was talking, but like you couldn't hear it for some reason. Like they were just moving their mouths like they were talking, but like nothing was coming out. But I'm pretty sure in what everyone's mind was like, the skinwalker was probably like, open the door. Open the door. I said open the door and let me in. But of course, my friend Maximus was like, oh no, this guy is back for revenge. He was the guy from the other night. And so he went to his dad and was like, hey, there's someone at the door. I don't think he's okay. But that's when they start hearing banging noises coming from the door very intensely. Then they start hearing screaming, saying, let me open the door. Open the door, god damn it, let me in. And at this time, my friend Maximus was thinking that this guy was just a crazy person. But for some reason, my friend's dad said, oh boy, it's not one of these skinwalkers. And my friend Maximus was like, a skinwalker? And he says, well, yeah, they mostly appear for some reason around this area very often. And Maximus was like, wait, what? They appear often? Doesn't that bother you? And he's like, well, it scared me at first, but I'm just so used to it now. And Maximus's situation, his father told him to have him and his sisters lock themselves in the same bathroom and to wait until he's done. And he's going to go figure out the situation. And so they go into the bathroom, they turn on the lights, like, dear God, of course, because I'm pretty sure if you have saw something that you literally want to hide to make sure like you're very safe, because I'm pretty sure I would literally jump out the window not wanting to see something like that, because I'm pretty sure I would probably switch states if I saw that thing come near to my house. So a minute goes by and another minute, and for at least like 10 minutes they're in the bathroom, like I think they were like praying to make sure their dad was okay. But their dad comes back and is like, God, that guy's gone now. I think we should be okay. And Maximus was like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, it should be. And so it was true. Nothing bad ever happened to that. And surprisingly, nothing ever happened like that, because it's obviously that he has a whole armory in there. But after that, Maximus goes back to his original home and everything is all straight. But that's basically the whole entire story of where my friend meets a skinwalker, and then he prays to his life to make sure that he doesn't get killed by a skinwalker. So unfortunately for me, I don't really have that much kids that would act really insane in my school. So for the last characters I will discuss from the last video, which I already discussed in the intro of this video, I guess, was the furry kid that was also emo apparently, and the popular girls. However, the only kids that we have left to talk about is the annoying kids. These guys are so freaking annoying. I would see these kids every single time I would go to my school, or every time I would walk to my school, and I literally just see these kids just start talking to each other like it's a beatbox tournament. Actually, no, it was like, I guess it was like a beatbox tournament, but they pretty much roast each other, and honestly, it's just so annoying, because the thing is, if you try to interrupt or, talk, and they notice you, they will try to get you involved. And the thing is, I hate, when these people would make me involved, because one time I was just walking past them, and then one guy's like, hey, what you doing? And And I just answered by saying, "Oh, I'm just walking to class." It's like, "What do you mean? What are you walking to class?" And all of a sudden, it just starts getting to this debate. However, also these kids that would be annoying is when they would just like point out something that you're not considerate of. Because one time I'm just sitting eating lunch, and then there was this ad, I guess, that was, I don't know, that's like what, I don't know what it is. It was a really weird ad that I just scroll past on YouTube, and then like one of the guys, the annoying kids, seizes my phone and he says, "Yo, Scrub, what the hell was that? Did I just see?" Then he just scrolls my phone up, and I'm trying to have him not scroll up because like this guy, just for some reason wants to get me caught red-handed, even though I'm not interested in what the picture looks like. I mean, it was weird, but not that weird. It was just weird if you guys can know the context, all right. But my friend Mad Max, my Lord Savior, helped me. And he's like, "Bro, it's just an ad, alright? He's not very interested in those weird picture, whatever thing sponsors." And the guy after that just literally walks away. Now, most of you guys are probably thinking, "Oh, Boss Hand, these guys sounds really annoying and mean people. You should probably stay away from them." Yeah, but you know what else is more annoying is when they would disrupt you while you're in class, like you're trying to focus in. One time I'm sitting in science class trying to focus in on taking notes, and then this guy, one of the annoying kids is that sits right next to me, like pinches me like every like 40 seconds. It's like, "Why are you pinching me? I mean, do you have a problem with me or something? I mean, you don't look annoyed. All you're doing is just pinching me, but smiling in the corner when you turn away." It's like that's not funny. I'm trying to focus in class and not get an F minus because, well, apparently my parents want me to go to college, but that's another thing. But these kids are so goddamn annoying. I just can't take it with these guys. And on top of just literally being annoying as possible, like pinching you, like, or messing with you, they would also like to be the class clowns of the class and think they can do whatever they want. It's like, I mean, I don't like school either, but you just have to learn stuff at school. It's just part of life, man. All right. I know what it's like to suffer school yet again. I already told in another video that I don't like school either. But listen, it's reality. It's part of reality. You have to go to school to learn some things. You have to learn it. But like I said, these guys would disrupt the class by making jokes that aren't even funny in the first place. Yeah, maybe at first it was funny, but like 3 days go by and it's just not even working anymore. We're in class, right? And then this kid's like, "Bro, when are we gonna need to learn this or whatever? It's so boring. Can we just do something else or some crap?" That these guys would say, these bullcrap statements that don't make any sense at all. How about you stop making these unnecessary jokes because they're not even that funny in the first place? Because even though this kid would try to entertain the class and make the teacher mad by making these unfunny jokes, they're not even funny in the first place. Because if you want to be a class clown, you gotta make the class laugh at least a little. And guess what? No one was laughing. And in my opinion, I feel like you need to get off TikTok because this person, I feel like in my opinion, looks like one of those people that would have like these, that would flex the fact that they have a bunch of followers on TikTok to boost their credits for the trash talk they do or whatever. Because they're really unfunny. I feel like that they need to go outside and actually play on the playground and act like a nice human being. So before I end this video, I'm going to be telling you guys one last experience that I had with these kids. So every time I would come to my science class, these kids, I can just see them on the table. Like did I say spoiled kids? I meant annoying kids, but these annoying kids, I would see them at a group on a table, and I can always see that they're just up to just the most goofiest stuff that's not even funny at all. It's like the most cringiest stuff, but it's not actual funny cringe. It's just plain cringe. But every time I would walk into this class, these kids would see me and they yell at me, and they would tell me some weird crap that I don't even know what they even saying. I don't know why they would tell me this, but they literally just start telling me some random stuff, I'm not the only one that this would happen to, because these annoying kids would also tell some random stuff that I don't even know what they're even saying in the first place, because it kind of sounds like a Portuguese or something like that. I don't know what they're saying, but I mean it is English, but it's just like words that I don't even understand. And they would also tell them to other students that understand other oh my god, other students wouldn't understand them, and they would give them weird looks because they don't even know what they're trying to say. Or other than that, they're just trying to annoy the class as much as possible. Also, they think it's funny because after that, when a student passes by and just gives them like a weird look and then goes back to their seat, then they go to their seats at the beginning of the class, they just start giggling. It's like, how's that funny? How's it funny to just like say this or whatever? Oh, hello, my name is Goofy, and think that's funny. I mean, back in the day, it was funny at first, but now it's just plain annoying. But yeah, those are the just experience I had with these annoying kids. And well, I'm now gonna go with deadlift at least like 100 pounds, so I can be able to become more healthier. And the reason why I was able to do this because of the amount of anger I have from talking about all these sorts of things. So this all started when me and my family were talking about the storm that was gonna happen in like the next week or so. Well, this week it's now happening, but while we were talking about it, I got a flashback to what happened when I was visiting a desert, in like this huge storm just like appeared out of nowhere, and it was very terrifying. But this all started 3 years ago when I was visiting a desert that happened 3 years ago during this flashback I had. And I think we can all agree there's that one place that's at the top of the list for the biggest thunderstorms you can ever experience. And yes, you guessed it, it's Utah. I mean, probably not one at the very top, but it's very top. The reason why I say that is that basically they have very big thunderstorms and they're really terrifying, and I don't recommend it. Overall, though, Utah is a really great place to stay. But I guess me and my family didn't get the memo that a giant ice storm was going to appear out of nowhere while in a swimming pool. But that one day, we packed our bags, we get into the car, and we start driving down to Utah. That took at least 6 hours. And so how we went into there's like these two giant mountains that covered this freeway. And in this freeway, everything was going good, right? Everything was going good, except that we started to see some clouds that started storming over us that were getting more cloudier. And so we're like, I guess maybe there's a cloudy day. But that's when things tend to get a little bit intense. So basically, what I didn't realize is that Utah is not your run-of-the-mill nice summer vacation. If you want to get there, then there's a chance, probably like 1 out of 50, I guess. I don't know how this works, but like somehow we were experiencing a very big thunderstorm. I mean, I was obviously exaggerating. It wasn't raining ice, which I do have a story about how it was raining ice, where I was at a vacation to Utah, which I'll tell that, I guess, maybe next time. But like these winds, they were very, very strong, and it looks like it was so strong to the point where like someone can just pick up like a steel beam and it would carry throughout like a tornado. But because my dad was such a great driver, we went through the thunderstorm, oh my gosh, I can't speak, through this thunderstorm like it was nothing. And for the rest of the weekend, or should I say for the rest of the trip, everything was fine. We got into our cabin. It was very cool, very large, by the way. There was enough rooms for us to all sleep, and after that, everything was fine. Like for the rest of the 4 days, I should say, was great because there was no thunderstorms. But then like not a day, but like 4 days later, we were going to the swimming pool that was inside, by the way. It was an inside swimming pool that I think was very popular, I guess. But like we went to that pool and it was very crowded. I mean, it was not that crowded, but you can tell it was a very popular place because there was a lot of people there. And everything was going good. Like nothing bad was happening. Everyone was having a good time. But that's when we started to hear thunder and crackling outside. Like because as I was going through down like the slide, I went through to the water, I got out of the water, and I looked up at the sky, and I saw like this thunderbolt that came crashing down and struck like a tree branch, and I was like, oh shoot, there's gonna be a thunderstorm. However, I mean, I wasn't, but I was looking at the sky because technically there's like this giant fortress we were in that's like covered this whole entire pool that basically in case there's gonna be like a giant thunderstorm that's like as powerful as a tornado or something, basically it can withstand that. Anyhow, the guards see what's happening. There's gonna be a thunderstorm in this giant area, and they're like, oh shoot, we gotta close down the place. So we have to be in this giant crowded of people that's getting out of the pool and outside and getting to this giant fortress, and in this also in this other building, I mean, that's into the giant fortress, because I mean it's the main office and lobby of how they control the fortress where there's the pool area, and we're just sitting here waiting for this thunderstorm to stop raining. However, little kid me, even though I thought that, hey, maybe this thunderstorm is just gonna go for a little while and then it was gonna stop, but no, it got a little bit more insane. Okay, so it starts raining, right, and I see like wind from the trees, and then I just see it go more fast. Like I see the trees, it looks like it's like about to fall and like carry into the wind. That's how fast it is. I think I can tell how fast it was going. I guess it was going as fast as like what, 150 miles per hour. At that point you can say that there's a hurricane going on. I mean, I guess there could be a hurricane in the desert, considering Utah is technically a desert and it's a very flat area, but like the winds were very powerful. However, this giant storm was so powerful enough, like at one point, like the doors that shutted and kept this pool safe, like some of the doors, it like went up a little, like it was able to open the door, like this giant beam door open, and then like it just shut in. Because like, I mean, even though like this giant door was very heavy, it's so the wind was still powerful enough to kind of lift the door open a little, but then it wasn't powerful enough to lift it completely, because then all of us will be sucked in this giant tornado. I'm pretty sure that doesn't even exist. But at the end of the day, this giant storm like lasts about like what, an hour or so, and after that, we swam in the pool for at least like 30 more minutes, and we went change and we went to go back home. But the challenging part of this, ladies and gentlemen, was trying to get into the car, because you see, the storm was still going. However, it wasn't like that much powerful winds, but like it was still raining hard, and like there was still thunder crackling outside. However, the thing is that we weren't that such a scared family after all, because we managed to be like a warrior and go out at the rain, feel like, and managed to drive back home without getting wet. But yeah, that was a story about how I got stuck in this pool, because, or should I say, that's the story of how the pool, we were in the middle of having a nice fun time, we were swimming, and all of a sudden we had to close down the pool because there's this giant thunderstorm in Utah. So it looks like you guys have made it to the end of the video. I apologize for this not being a little bit longer. I mean, that's because I'm running out of story times to put in these types of videos, these longer story times of videos, but I think I can like remaster some of the old videos. That's what I did some of the other ones, where I just remastered my old videos because they were not well explained, like I stuttered and like I stopped speaking some of the times. But yeah, that's it for this story time video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and I hope you guys had a really great Christmas. I absolutely did, had a great time. I got lots of gifts that I wanted and enjoyed. I apologize for that. But I would really appreciate it if you guys can press the like button on this video. However, if you don't press the like button on this video, then my friend named Baron is gonna send you to an unescapable void called the Darklands. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to stay in an infinite time dimension place or whatever it is called. But yeah, I would probably should press the like button. I mean, obviously you don't have to press the like button. I just like likes in general, which kind of just helps out my channel more, and I would really appreciate it. But yeah, that's all for this story time video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.